That's just how the world is, though, because it's like you don't want to let people know. It's just how even nowadays people are getting more comfortable with like listening to like female rappers and shit, or like dudes saying like, "Oh, she's dope." Because before that, it was just like you can't really say the shit because if you say that, then you automatically gay and you love dick. Basically, that's how people looked at it. And that's how they look at it if you like my music. If you like my music and you're a man, then obviously you're gay. You like men and you want to be fucked really badly.
Now damn, that escalated rather quickly. Chill, bro. I want to have a little conversation about why rappers don't like Lil Nas X. I actually had this conversation with someone the other day, and coincidentally enough, Lil Nas X recently did this interview with Mike Tyson. Actually, let me say that again. Mike Tyson? Yeah, Mike Tyson is probably gonna beat my ass if he sees me. But Lil Nas X, like you heard in the clip, was touching on a couple things as it relates to this conversation. Specifically, he was more so talking about how a lot of people don't like admitting that they like his music because of how closely connected his name is to the gay aspect. Lil Nas X, for anyone who lives under a rock, is of course an openly gay man. He came out the closet back in 2019 on the last day of Pride Month with this tweet right here. Some of y'all already know, some of y'all don't care, some of y'all not gonna fuck with me no more. But before this month ends, I want y'all to listen closely to Closure. Closure is a song by Lil Nas X from Lil Nas X's 7 EP, and on the song he says the following: "Ain't no more acting, man. That forecast say I should just let me grow. No more red light for me. Baby only green, I gotta go. Pop, pop, poop, poop. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing that. He's not rapping about shooting niggas, bro. Pack my past up in the back. Oh, let my future take a hold. This is what I gotta do. Can't be regretting when I'm old." So this was obviously his coming out the closet and slapping out niggas with my dick song. Obviously coming out minus the dick part. Shit, pause? Or is it too late? Fuck, it's probably too late. Ever since then though, Lil Nas X has of course been the cover boy, figuratively speaking, for gay men in hip hop. He's been rocking out with his cock out. I gotta stop making these jokes. By the way, there's a reason why I'm making these jokes. Let's just say that it's a very good way to filter out certain people from my audience. If you still haven't clicked off this video, you're not the person who I'm trying to filter out. So don't even worry about it. But Lil Nas X hasn't shied away from putting his sexual orientation at the forefront. We did of course see him doing a little dance on The Devil, which recently Mr. Bugatti had a couple things to say about.
You have Lil Nas twerking on The Devil.
He also shared a little lip-to-lip action with another man on stage at the BET Awards last year. Don't worry, I won't play that video. I might actually, nah, I'm just kidding, I won't play it, don't worry.
Lil Nas X makes out with his backup dancer.
Back in September 2021, so over a year ago, someone tweeted this at Lil Nas X and they said the following: "Lil Nas X album has no black male guests, LOL. Just women and white men. No agenda though." Lil Nas X responded by saying, "Maybe a lot of them just don't want to work with me." Kid Cudi actually came out the cut and said, "Nigga, I'll work with you and frolic in rose gardens with you singing about my pain." Shout out to Cudi for that, that's kind of funny. In an interview from September last year, around the same time, Lil Nas X did an interview with XXL where he spoke about his battle for acceptance in the hip-hop culture. Lil Nas X stated that although he doesn't feel respected in the genre, he still feels like he belongs in the culture. "Honestly, I don't feel as respected in hip-hop or many music places in general," Lil Nas X said. "But these are the communities that I'm a part of. Whether people would like it or not, this is something that I wanted to do cause not that my entire album is rap, but there are rap tracks on my album. I am a rapper, I am a pop star, that's true, Lil Nas X is both. I am a gay artist, correct? But it's like I belong in these places, you know?" I comment on that. Of course Lil Nas X belongs in a culture. If Lil Nas X doesn't belong in a culture because of, you know, how he chooses to get down in the bedroom, same could be said about a lot of the rappers I listen to. Has nothing to do with how they get down, but this is what I'm saying. A lot of the guys I listen to, a lot of the guys we listen to, right? They talk about shooting, killing, and pushing a bunch of dope into their community. Is that objectively speaking not worse for the community than Lil Nas X twerking on a devil? Two things could of course be true at once. And by the way, for the record, let me make this very clear. I'm not in support of the devilish antics Lil Nas X pulled in that video, because if you guys don't know, BlackySpeakz is definitely a man of God. That's actually cap. I was sinning a minute ago. But back to what I said, I'm not a fan of the devilish antics Lil Nas X pulled in that video. I think as an artist, you should be mindful of the images and visuals you put at the forefront. Whether it's guns, drugs, sex, aka spinning like a Beyblade on the devil's dick. I don't really like any of it, right? I think for Lil Nas X, this feeling of not feeling like the culture accepts you, it's very natural. I can imagine that when Lil Nas X was coming up, he was probably getting more pushback behind the scenes than we could imagine. I mean, here's a young black man who's openly gay in a genre that is inherently homophobic, and don't get it twisted. Hip-hop as a genre is extremely, outrageously, very homophobic. We don't really fuck with that gay shit as the standard, you know, mentality in the culture. And that's definitely been exposed with a guy like Lil Nas X being so vocal and upfront with his sexual orientation. And here's the thing, I think Lil Nas X is very good at making people, specifically grown men very uncomfortable with how vocal he is about who he is. And if that happens to be you, by the way, I mean, shit, maybe you're trying to rock out with your cock out too, cause you know, nah, why are you so shaken up about it? And I don't judge at all. You actually got my full support, and I mean that shit sincerely. We've seen rappers, grown men directing a bunch of hatred towards them because of this. By the way, hatred in terms of kill yourself because you're gay. And not a single rapper in the genre of hip-hop ever came out and said anything about that shit. As a matter of fact, we had a bunch of people cheering him on. And of course, I'm talking about Boosie. Boosie, about a year ago, got into it with Lil Nas X, kind of. I mean, Lil Nas X was trolling the hell out of Boosie during the whole beef. Boosie couldn't take the heat and decided to put up this tweet right here. Stop trolling me, FAGGOT, LOL. These next few words I'm gonna have to mumble because of the algorithm, I'm sorry. You a whole bitch. Playing with a gangster, shaking my head, you can keep sucking dick and yeah, fucking your ass in peace. You hate yourself, I would too if I was you, LOL. Lil Nas X, if you commit suicide. God damn, the amount of hatred in this tweet, man. You would do this world a huge favor. Nobody wants you here. Damn it, man. The amount of fucking hatred in this tweet is crazy. We also had another rapper one time, Sada Baby, say the following. Now, mind you, this was when DMX was in a hospital fighting for his life. Lord, we said Lil Nas X, not DMX. In other words, God, you should have taken away Lil Nas X and not DMX. So here we got two grown black men wishing and praying on another black man's death because of his sexual orientation. That's a very good example to set for your kids, right? Obviously not. And it's crazy how this shit is considered normal. Not only that, but a lot of people got behind what these guys said like it was some kind of parade. I'm pretty sure I was the only major hip-hop platform who spoke out against what he said, but you know, my response to this on Twitter was, Boosie is a toxic ass nigga, bro. Since I'm dropping so many damn M-bombs today, I gotta, you know, say this. If you're getting this in your recommended section and you don't know this, I'm black. Moving on. And then I continued and said, I don't know how anyone can defend this man's behavior. I got some interesting replies on his tweet. You could only imagine what they said. But the fact that there were people who stood behind what he said and nobody said anything about it tells me everything I need to know. I think the fact that a lot of rappers aren't willing to work with Lil Nas X exposes where the majority of rappers in the industry stand on this issue. Most rappers are indeed homophobic, and a lot of them, unfortunately, don't mess with him because of that fact. By the way, I don't think any artist, including Lil Nas X, is above criticism. Personally, I've never been a fan of Antics, something Lil Nas X is heavily partaken in. So from that perspective, I do see why a lot of people aren't too fond of him. Carrying out a bunch of clout chasing antics, period, that's not an honorable way to move as an artist if you ask me. So whenever people criticize Lil Nas X for that, I don't really say anything. As a matter of fact, I agree because I'm not a fan of Antics. However, the elephant in the room when it comes to him is the fact that he's never going to be embraced by the genre's fans and artists because homophobia is so deeply rooted in the genre. A lot of people compare Tyler the Creator to Lil Nas X with the argument, how come rappers mess with Tyler even though he's on that type of time too? First of all, Tyler the Creator is bisexual and there's a big difference between bi and gay. Just for clarification, gay means you're attracted to people of the same gender. Bisexual means you're attracted to people of more than your own gender. Also, Tyler the Creator announced that he was bisexual in 2017. At that point, he had already been in the industry going on 8 years, and that's very important. Tyler never announced to the entire world of hip-hop that he was, you know, he was on that type of time, unlike Lil Nas X. Also, keep in mind that Lil Nas X was a new artist in the industry when he came out. Also, for Tyler, he does keep his shit private, right? So when people think about Tyler the Creator, nobody thinks about his sexual orientation because we don't really see it. Hear no evil, see no evil. Helen Keller, that's a Lil Wayne bar, by the way, but you know, it would make sense why rappers wouldn't have an issue with messing with Tyler, but they would have an issue with Lil Nas X because he puts it at the forefront. When it comes to Lil Nas X, he's very open about his business. I mean, obviously, nigga twerked on the devil, right? At least for Lil Nas X, he's self-aware enough to know that he's not welcome. Lil Nas X in hip-hop is almost like that one guest in your house who you don't want in your space, and I'm saying that's the perspective the culture has of Lil Nas X, right? And speaking of that, by the way, I don't really think it would be, you know, smart for him to try to fit in. As a matter of fact, I don't think any artist should try to fit in because why the fuck are you trying to fuck with somebody who ain't really fucking with you, right? So yeah, at the end of the day, if they don't fuck with you, well shit, keep the same energy and don't fuck with them back. So this Lil Nas X conversation, a very important one. By the way, if you made it this far, you know what I'm gonna say, right? Just, you gotta like the damn, I mean shit, here I am providing all this great content to you, okay? All this great content that you're literally eating food to and you don't even like the damn video. How disrespectful. Moving on. I really don't think we talk about this enough, and how I view Lil Nas X as it relates to this conversation is this. He's definitely exposed the homophobia in the culture for sure. Lil Nas X to me has almost served as somewhat of an experiment. There's a lot of stuff that he does that I don't agree with, you know, that I have of course criticized him for, but we don't really talk about the unjust treatment this man has received because of how he chooses to get down. Now to be fair, Lil Nas X has put his shit at the forefront. I think when you put things at the forefront, you should of course expect people to have something to say about it, but that doesn't mean that I can't look at it and say that's ignorant and I'm gonna call it out. And by the way, salute to NBA Youngboy, who I think is actually the only street rapper who's ever really embraced Lil Nas X. For anyone who doesn't know, a couple months ago, Lil Nas X, he dropped a collab with NBA Youngboy. Yeah, this shit is really good. Don't wanna be late for the party. This is a hot record, by the way. I like the song. She don't tell nobody. I'm gonna caress her whole body. Yeah, this shit is so hard though. Like this is a good fucking song. I really like the song. You know I turn up, they can never turn me down. Don't try me. Oh man, I forgot how good this fucking song was. I can't believe Boosie's missing out on this all because you're homophobic. Shit, okay, sue yourself. She want me to buy some CC. She wanna eat and I hope she don't bite now. And Boosie ended up expressing some disappointment in Youngboy after he dropped this record with Lil Nas. Now Boosie's response, by the way, you know what it was? Essentially, he said, I thought he was like me, i.e. I thought he was ignorant like me.
Were you surprised that Lil Nas X did a song with NBA Youngboy?
I don't know, I ain't, bro. I thought Youngboy was something like me, you know, like we represent a certain amount, we represent a certain group of people. You know, that's why I always try to stay 100, but what he did, I thought he was built like me in a certain lot of ways. But
NBA Youngboy is his own man. He does what he wants to do, which is why I got respect for him. And I just think the I thought he was like me statement is crazy because no, not everybody's like you. Not everybody's comfortable with telling other people to off themselves because they're gay. And this is the type of ignorance I think is really rampant in the community. And the crazy thing is I was peeping the comment section to this interview and everybody was praising Boosie, which I think is crazy because it's like, this is how people think. NBA Youngboy is suddenly not cut from the same cloth as Boosie because he doesn't discriminate based on how other people live their life. I think Youngboy is actually real as hell for that, and he's going against the ignorance guys like Boosie are pushing. I mean, Boosie's the same guy who said that he would give his 14-year-old son a bad bitch to give him head for his B-day on this Instagram post. Boosie's also the same guy who bragged about having grown women give his minor children head. I mean, shit, see for yourself.
Ain't finna get my son no motherfucking shit out here. I'm training them boys right. Ask in there my nephew. Ask in them. Ask my son. Yeah. They were 12, 13. They got hit.
Whoa, brother. Whoa, now.
That's how it's supposed to be.
You got too much dip on your chip.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I got my fucking son dick sucked. You fucking right. Yes, a grown woman. Grown, super grown. Super grown. Checked his ass out. Checked all my nephews out. Super grown. Is she grown? She checked me out. I know what the she did to them.
Now, Child Protective Services better pull up on Boosie, and yes, I'm on my 6ix9ine shit right now, but it's of course for a good cause, so get the fuck out of here. I hope we can all agree on the fact that that shit was weird. You shouldn't let grown women get near your child if they're trying to do something like that to them, let alone solicit the whole thing by disguising it as a birthday present. That to me sounds like a trauma and abuse induced present actually, because that's what that's gonna lead to. If you don't see anything wrong with what he said, then you're no different from Boosie. And this is the guy people were parading behind when he said what he said about Lil Nas X. To wrap up this conversation, I want to show you this tweet that I put up one time, and this is really funny, right? I put up this tweet as a joke because I wanted to filter out certain people from my audience on Twitter, but this is what I said. Get ready. Lil Nas X, the baddest bitch alive right now. Can't read this tweet with a straight face, but fun fact, I lost thousands of followers from this one tweet. So keep in mind, this was a joke, okay? A very strategic joke for that matter. Because like I said, I was trying to filter out certain people from my audience, right? But I put up this tweet and then I literally lost thousands, okay? Thousands of followers from this one little tweet where I was making a joke. Now, what does that right there tell you? Well, shit. I really don't think I have to say more than that. Anyway, why rappers don't like Lil Nas X. Before you click off this video, definitely drop a like for your boy. Thank you. If you're not subscribed, definitely make sure you subscribe. And it's kind of crazy how so many people watch my videos without ever subscribing. I don't really get it. If you fuck with me, then subscribe. Come on now. Any thoughts on this Lil Nas X conversation though? Have a good day or night, depending on where you're at. And I love you. Can't believe I said that.